Imagine a world where violence and power are synonymous, where fear and respect are one and the same. Welcome to the world of the Shower Posse. In the heart of the Caribbean, amidst the allure of sun-soaked beaches and a vibrant culture, a storm was brewing in the 1980s. This was Jamaica, a nation grappling with political unrest and economic hardship. Amidst this turmoil, a notorious gang was birthed, one that would etch its name in the annals of crime history: the Shower Posse. The name Shower Posse was far from a whimsical choice. It was a chilling reflection of their modus operandi. The gang would shower their enemies with a hail of bullets, a brutal testament to their ruthless pursuit of power. The socio-political climate of Jamaica during this era was a significant catalyst for the rise of the Shower Posse. The country was deeply divided along political lines, with the two major parties, the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party, vying for control. This political strife often spilled over into the streets, giving rise to violence and lawlessness. It was within this volatile environment that the Shower Posse found fertile ground. They capitalized on the chaos, aligning themselves with political factions to gain power and control. In return, they offered muscle and intimidation, essential tools in the political landscape of the time. But the Shower Posse was not merely a product of their environment. They were spearheaded by individuals of formidable character and cunning, individuals who would shape the gang into a force to be reckoned with. Among them were the likes of Jim Brown and Vivian Blake, names that would become synonymous with the ruthless reign of the Shower Posse. Thus began the reign of the Shower Posse, a reign that would be marked by violence and bloodshed. At the helm of the Shower Posse was a man as feared as he was respected: Lester Lloyd Coke, better known as Jim Brown. Jim Brown's reign was marked by a blend of ruthless tactics and an uncanny ability to command respect. His reputation was infamous, to say the least. A charismatic leader, he had an unyielding grip on the Shower Posse, which he ruled with an iron fist. His name became synonymous with power and terror in the underworld, and his influence permeated the very core of the Shower Posse. While the Shower Posse was a collective of hardened criminals, it was Jim Brown's leadership that gave it direction. He was a shrewd strategist, using his cunning and intelligence to shape the Shower Posse's operations. Under his guidance, the Shower Posse became more than just a gang. It evolved into an organized crime syndicate, with its tentacles reaching far beyond the streets of Jamaica. Brown's leadership extended beyond mere control of the Shower Posse's activities. He instilled a sense of loyalty among his followers that was almost cult-like in its intensity. His word was law, and his orders were carried out without question. Such was the extent of his influence that his subordinates would walk through fire for him, quite literally. But it wasn't just his leadership skills that made Jim Brown a force to be reckoned with. His ruthless tactics were a significant part of the equation. He was known for his brutal approach to handling opposition, which often involved violence and bloodshed. This ruthlessness further solidified his position within the Shower Posse and the larger criminal underworld. However, despite his brutal tactics, Jim Brown was not a man without a code. He ran the Shower Posse like a business, with a clear set of rules and regulations. This structure, combined with his charisma and ruthlessness, made him an effective and formidable leader. Under Jim Brown's leadership, the Shower Posse was not just a gang, it was an empire. The Shower Posse's influence was not limited to Jamaica. Like a fearsome storm, it spread across borders, leaving a trail of destruction. As the Shower Posse's power grew, so did its reach. The gang expanded from the confines of their island home, stretching their influence into the United States and Canada. This was not a random act of expansion, but rather a calculated move to extend their power and their lucrative drug trade. In the United States, the gang found fertile ground. The country was in the throes of the crack cocaine epidemic, and the Shower Posse seized the opportunity. They established a stronghold in cities like New York, Miami, and Los Angeles, peddling their deadly wares to a population in the grip of addiction. The result was a spike in violence, as rival gangs clashed with the newcomers for control of the lucrative drug market. Similarly, in Canada, the Shower Posse made their presence felt. Toronto in particular became a battleground, as the gang fought to establish dominance. And just like in the United States, the fallout was devastating. Innocent bystanders were caught in the crossfire, neighborhoods were torn apart, and the death toll rose. But why this expansion? The obvious reason is money. The drug trade is a billion-dollar industry, and the Shower Posse wanted a piece of the pie. But it was also about power. The gang wanted to establish itself as a force to be reckoned with, not just in Jamaica, but on the global stage. Yet this expansion was not without consequences. It brought the Shower Posse into the crosshairs of international law enforcement. The gang's violent tactics and blatant disregard for the law made them a prime target for authorities. This would eventually lead to their downfall, but not before they left a lasting impact on the communities they infiltrated. The Shower Posse was no longer a Jamaican problem. It had become a global menace. With Jim Brown's demise, a new leader emerged, Vivian Blake, a man whose ambition was as vast as the sea. Vivian Blake was no ordinary gangster. Born in the heart of Kingston, Jamaica, he was a man of vision and unyielding ambition. When he took the reins of the Shower Posse, he had a clear-cut goal: to transform the gang from a mere criminal outfit into a sophisticated and organized syndicate. In the early days of his leadership, Blake was known for his strategic mind and ability to see the bigger picture. He was a shrewd businessman, and he used these skills to his advantage. Under his guidance, the Shower Posse expanded its operations, establishing strongholds not just in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean, North America, and even Europe. Blake was driven by a desire to legitimize the Shower Posse's activities. He wanted the gang to be seen not as a group of ruthless criminals, but as a business enterprise. To this end, he made efforts to diversify the gang's activities. Drug trafficking remained the primary source of income, but the Shower Posse also ventured into legitimate businesses, such as music production and real estate. But Blake's ambition was a double-edged sword. His desire to expand and legitimize the gang's activities made the Shower Posse more visible, and consequently, more vulnerable. Law enforcement agencies around the world began to take notice, and the Shower Posse found itself in the crosshairs. Despite the challenges, Blake's leadership marked a turning point for the Shower Posse. His vision, ambition, and strategic acumen transformed the gang into a formidable force that left an indelible mark on the world of organized crime. Under Vivian Blake, the Shower Posse transformed from a gang into an organized criminal syndicate. Blake's leadership epitomized the paradox of the Shower Posse, a group that straddled the line between ruthless criminality and legitimate business enterprise. His legacy is a testament to the complex and often contradictory nature of organized crime. But every empire has its downfall, and the Shower Posse was no exception. Despite the Shower Posse's reign of power, the forces of law enforcement were relentless in their pursuit to bring them to justice. From the streets of Kingston to the far reaches of North America, the posse found itself under the relentless scrutiny of the law. A series of high-profile arrests, coupled with extradition orders, began to chip away at their seemingly invincible facade. The posse also faced internal strife, as power struggles and disagreements over the distribution of wealth created rifts within their ranks. Trust began to erode, replaced by paranoia and suspicion. The once united front began to crumble from within, accelerating their inevitable downfall. As the Shower Posse's influence waned, their operations were dismantled, and their leaders were either incarcerated or met with untimely ends. The once feared name began to fade into obscurity, leaving behind a trail of destruction and countless lives impacted by their reign. But the end of the Shower Posse was not the end of their story. The aftermath of their decline saw the rise of new gangs, eager to fill the power vacuum. The cycle of violence and crime continued, fueled by the legacy that the Shower Posse had left behind. Their actions had set a precedent, creating a blueprint for future gangs to follow. In the wake of their downfall, the Shower Posse left behind a legacy that will forever be etched into the annals of crime history. Their story serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of organized crime and the lasting impact it can have on society. In spite of their downfall, the Shower Posse's influence can still be felt today. Their story is a chilling testament to the dark side of ambition and power, a narrative that continues to resonate in the modern world. The Shower Posse's reign may have ended, but their story continues to haunt us. The Shower Posse's story is a chilling tale of violence, power, and ambition. These words encapsulate the narrative we've been unfolding, a saga that's left an indelible mark on Jamaica and the world. Born out of the volatile political climate of Jamaica in the 70s, the Shower Posse quickly ascended the echelons of power, with notorious figures like Jim Brown at the helm. The group's influence didn't stop at Jamaica's borders. It permeated the globe, reaching as far as the United States and Canada. This expansion, fueled by illicit activities and a ruthless reputation, was only furthered when Vivian Blake took the reins. The Shower Posse's downfall, while inevitable, did little to erase the damage they'd inflicted. Their legacy is one marred by violence and bloodshed, a clear testament to the dark side of ambition. Yet, the Shower Posse's story is more than a narrative of power and brutality. It's a stark reflection of the socio-political conditions that gave birth to such a group in the first place. The group's formation and subsequent rise to power underscore the deep-seated issues that plagued Jamaica and continue to do so. Moreover, the Shower Posse's global expansion mirrors the international implications of these local issues, highlighting the interconnectedness of crime and politics, not just within a nation, but on a global scale. It's a sobering reminder that the effects of such organizations extend far beyond their place of origin. The Shower Posse also serves as a grim testament to the cyclical nature of violence. Their reign of terror may have ended, but the conditions that created them persist. As such, their legacy is a cautionary tale, urging us to address the socio-political issues that foster such organizations. As we reflect on the Shower Posse's story, we're forced to confront the uncomfortable truths it reveals about society, power, and the far-reaching effects of unchecked ambition. The Shower Posse may be a thing of the past, but its echoes continue to reverberate, a grim reminder of a dark chapter in history. As we close this chapter, we are left with a stark reminder. The story of the Shower Posse, born under the shadow of socio-political turmoil, is a tale of a rise to power, a reign of terror, and an inevitable fall. From the reign of Jim Brown to the global expansion under Vivian Blake, the Shower Posse carved a name for themselves in the annals of criminal history. Their story serves as a mirror to the world about the perils of unchecked power and unbridled ambition. It shows us the potential consequences of turning a blind eye to the seeds of crime and violence sown in the heart of society. The rise and fall of the Shower Posse, the chaos they wrought, and the legacy they left behind all echo the timeless lesson that power without accountability often leads to devastation. In the end, the story of the Shower Posse is a stark reminder of the devastating effects of unchecked power and unbridled ambition.